Hey, hey, hey. Wow. There we go. It's dentist time here in Kerno, on the Lizard Peninsula, on the arse end of England. How you all doing? Welcome and welcome to Richie in the Shed. So this is me. I'm Richie. Hi. And I'm in my shed. Voila. And for any of you people that have never seen this before, throughout the whole pandemic, do you remember there was a pandemic one? Just a little thing. The guys from Daft Monkeys were doing an online gig, and obviously they're about 20 miles away, so I would join in with them and play along to their feed and go live with my feed. Hi Thierry. Good, thank you for asking. So yeah, so we so most Sundays we would do that, and now obviously there's some gigs going on, and I've missed the last few for different reasons. But last week I had to be in isolation because we came into contact with someone with COVID, and so that was boring. But it was great as well because I got to hang out with the girls, but I just couldn't go out anywhere. And but here we are at the end of that. So came out of isolation Friday. Oh, yes. And all is good. But it did mean I missed the gig. So the guys went off and played somewhere up in Kent, I think, and then somewhere else last night. So I've missed out on that. And I think they are traveling home now. So I thought I would do my little YouTube radio show and play some Cornish music. Yeah. So basically what we'll do, I'll play music that either I've played on from bands I'm in now and in the past, and also or other music that from friends and other bands from Cornwall that I really like. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. There'll be a right mixed bag. We're going to start it fairly chilled out this and today, and then we're going to go progressively mental. I think that's the way. All right, here we go. First track is from a band called Roswell I used to be in, little surfy dudes, and this is a track called Long Time Coming, and I'll yap about it after we've heard it, I reckon. So let's go for it, shall we?
Shotgun ready. Both hands steady. Boots on, coat on, legs undone. Under the mat in case of emergencies, or make yourself at home, don't wait up. I never meant to hurt you, and I'm nothing if I'm not sorry. I just needed to undo this knotted world I'm tied to. dance for so long, so wrong, so wrong. Another time to pay is come, and that credit card just won't do. So I'm taking you down, I'm telling you off, I'm blowing you out. I'm shutting you down, switching you off, making you gone. And I never wanted to be here, and you're moving. Now I'm not afraid. I just need this pain to end, and it's in the strange how things change. But you won't be alone. No, you won't be alone. No, you won't be alone. And you will not know if I followed you along. If I followed you along. If I followed you along. Then how'd I write this
Hey, all right, that was cool. So that was Roswell. So I was in that band a little while back, and there's Dean Kennedy on bass, and Rachel Garmry was singing the main vocals there, and Trevor Rowe, who is a kind of a staple in all of these shows that I'm doing. Me and Trevor go back forever, and we've been doing music since we were 16, which is nice. And we drop in and out of each other's lives all the time, and it's just really nice. And we get to play music, and we've done loads of music over the years, and it's just nice to actually have a platform just to let people hear it, because I don't know if it's out there readily available for anyone, but here we go. That's really the plan. So yeah, that was nice. And Gary Field on the drums. Now, he was normally the guitarist, but he was actually the original drummer in that band, and then I took over his role, and he played electric guitar. But for that track, he went and played the drum kit, and I played the djembe, the normal djembe that I use with Three Daft Monkeys and all that. That one behind me, this one, known as Pabs. And that was a really cool session. I remember doing that in one of the guys' house, and it was a live take with electric drum kit and all that. And that was really just a nice vibe. A nice vibe. We like nice vibes. Yeah. And that kind of live thing is kind of the idea of today's show. Really, today's show. God, that sounds like it's really posh, doesn't it? It's funny because as a show goes, I did a little test run earlier on just to make sure everything was working, and I had loads of people that suddenly jumped on and started chatting to me and telling me to put my pants on and stuff. Nobody ever tunes into the test. I don't know who these people were. And that turned into a little pre-show show. That was interesting. But yeah, I did have a hole in my pajama bottoms, so I had to stop that when they pointed it out. So, anyways, on another note, the Hitchcock Rules from Cornwall. A nice fun band. Was in for a while, and we did this track, which was kind of like, it was on an EP we did called The Darkness and the Light, and then the main song was Darkness and the Light, and it was kind of a real upbeat kind of thing. But the second track on it was this kind of more chilled ballad, and we actually won some kind of competition that Nick Mason from Pink Floyd was adjudicating on, and he really liked this track, and he said some lovely things. So obviously never met him or anything, but he's my famous mate, Nick Mason, from Pink Floyd, the drummer from Pink Floyd. For all you young folk out there who don't know who that is, Google it. All right. Okay. So this is called Beggar or a Thief from the Hitchcock Rules. See what you think.
Lady, let's move into a shoebox. I found just the right one. We'll build paper mache, hills and cut out cellophane windows for a view to a garden of styrofoam roses and daffodils. Here's to a box of cheap thrills. Sunbathing on the roof of the shoebox, sitting plasticine ice cream that drips from your chin in the 100-watt heat. You smile, I tell you I love you, but that's way too sweet for your tea. Are you a beggar? Blue skies we paint with Crayola. Our lives are spent coloring in. Let's escape from the Garden of Eden. Oh. Find a knife that cuts, find a dog that bites, find the fuse to the world, find a match that lights. Or we'll get cold at night, but it'll be alright, because I keep you close and you'll hold me tight. And with each dying breath, each little breath, we can build our lives until all that's left is a shoebox feel. A box of cheap thrills, a box of cheap thrills, a box of cheap thrills, but that's way too sweet for your tea. Are you a beggar or a thief? And it's way too sweet for your tea. Are you a beggar or a thief? And it's way too sweet for your tea. Are you a beggar or a thief? And it's way too sweet for your tea. Are you a beggar or a thief?
Hitchcock Rules, Beggar or a Thief. They were like really cool times, really kind of creative times when we were in that band. And the singer, Ryan Jones, he had a house, he had a bungalow, and we called it the freezer. It never had any heating. It was a complete pit, as you can imagine, when there were like different musicians living there. At any one point, there was probably 8 different people living there at one point, and it would constantly change. It's like this rotation of local musicians that would come in there, trash the place, and what have you. And there was one guy, AJ, was a guitarist in Hitchcock Rules, and so he had his bedroom, and we would basically just set all the gear up in his bedroom and just rehearse in there for days and days and write songs and stuff like that. And it was just a really nice time. And obviously he didn't have a bedroom or a life because we completely invaded it, but it was one of those good moments. And on that song you had Rui Joseph, who we mentioned last week. He's in William the Conqueror. He was in there singing. There's Joe Francis, who's in Winter Mountain. He was singing on that track. There was Rosie Crow. I think she might have been singing on that track, but if not, that track on another one off that EP. So it was like a little hive of little hub of musicians all getting involved and working on each other's tunes and stuff. And that's nice. It doesn't seem to happen so much anymore, don't they? Maybe not because I live down here on the Lizard, and we just eat babies. That's all we do down here. There's nothing else to do. And yeah. So right, that was it. That was the gentleness. So I hope you're not too chilled out now. So now we're going to go. Dead Collective. Let's see what happens here. Let's go. Rock out.
I'm just getting shit out of my system. Head is banging, it's pumping like a piston. I need to let off steam or else I'll blow. This rage is boiling up inside. Redness is covered up my eyes, I'm drunk blind. I think I might just knock your block off. I think I'm gonna knock your block off. Yeah. This isn't how I used to be. Time for you to get a piece of me. I'm so happy that I finally got your attention. You seem to be in need of special education. Let me open your mind and I'll crawl around inside. Let me crack open your mind and I'll crawl around inside. This isn't how I used to be. Time for you to get a piece of me. 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 This gives out some new fucking cunts out there. You know who you are. You think you're so cool. You think gangs putting kids, stealing money, kicking dogs, making our lives hell, pushing, shoving, punching, spitting, sticking your dicks in people's faces. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? Your time will come, you know, come with a bitch, she'll fuck you up. I saw when I watch her fuck you up. All you do is she falls under these magic coloured toys, with PAs, psycho doctors, cunts who think you're above the law, drink drivers, liars, cheats, and all your other fucking mates. Fuck you! Don't mind me, I'm just getting shit out of my system. Head is banging, it's pumping like a piston. I need to let off steam or else I'll blow. I need to let off steam or else I'll blow. This isn't how I used to be. Time for you to get a piece of me. 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 A piece of me.
Oh yeah, I must warn you before you listen to that track. There's a couple of naughty words in it, so if you don't like swearing, don't listen to that track. All right. it always tickles me. That I just like. I was obviously having a very angry day when I wrote those lyrics. Effing and Jeffing on a Sunday with Richie. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Absolutely, that's a much better title to this show, this thing, whatever it is I'm doing. Yeah. Well, you say about preschool markets tuning out. Well, I don't know. It's, it is educational. Okay. There probably should have been a warning, but what can you say? Yeah, fuck them. That's what you can say, really, isn't it? Fuck them. Yeah. If they don't learn it here, they're going to learn it somewhere else, and they may as well hear it from cool tunes like that. That's the Dead Collective. Crack open your mind, in it. Right, it is. Right, okay. This is going to go mental now, right? I dug out an old cassette. You remember those for the old folks? The cassette and the tape player. And I found a Moondragon live recording from the Cafe Chaos in Barnstable. And it was I think it was probably my second or third gig I'd done with them. And it was pretty mind-blowing. And so there was this old tape going around from a recording straight from the desk. And I thought that would be fun for you guys to hear. So I've I've just copied it straight. So it sounds all hissy and pissy like old cassettes did, but yeah, it kind of adds to it. So this is back from 1994. This is Moondragon. This is a track called Chaotic Changes. So it was Tim Ashton, Three Daft Monkey fame, doing the singing with his brothers on the other guitar and bass, and me on the drums. And yeah, sit back and enjoy. I think it's about 7 or 8 minutes long. So yeah, good luck. Hope you enjoy it.
Chaotic days to chaotic nights, chaotic people seeing chaotic sights. Time to face, all out of grace, live what you live. Time to face, all out of grace, live what you live. Say hello to Mr. Chaos, say hello to Mr. Chaos, say hello to Mr. Chaos, say to Mr. Gas, say hello 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 to Mr. Gas. Chaotic changes, chaotic, chaotic changes, chaotic, chaotic changes, chaotic. What good is love in the half of your hand? What good is life when your heart's dead? Trying to place all out of grace in what you live. Trying to place all out of grace in what you live. Say hello to Mr. Chaos, 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 say hello to Mr. Chaos. Chaotic changes, chaotic, chaotic changes, chaotic, chaotic changes, chaotic, chaotic. What good is love? What good is love? What good is love? What good is love? In the half of your head. What good is life? If your heart's dead, your heart's dead. Spin Russian.
Spin Russian. What? So I think that song originally was only like about 3 minutes long, and then as was the way with Moondragon, then these big jammy sessions would happen in the middle, and God knows it would just go off. And yeah, well, that was fun, wasn't it? From 1994. I must have only been that tall then, and I know I had lots of hair. I must have looked like Cousin It. But yeah, they were great days. I enjoyed that. I was introduced to Newcastle Brown Ale and pot, a lot of pot. So yeah, but I do remember that gig because it was one of the first. It's funny how I can remember those and not the ones after. But yeah, there you go. So that was fun. So year later, 1995, we ended up at the Inter-Celtic Festival in Lorient as Moondragon, but also as the alter egos of Lordric, which is the acoustic folky side. And we would do nighttime gigs on the street with fire jugglers, and we'd have all these other English travelers that would all kind of latch on with us, and we would all just put on a big show, and we set up on the street corner and do those kind of nuts Moondragon gigs. And then during the day, we would go and do these very posh sat down gigs, doing the kind of acousticy folky stuff, and we did really well out of it. Actually, we sold loads of merch, and we got made loads of friends and stuff, and we had a good time. So I've got a recording here that I found on cassette again from 1995 from the Inter-Celtic Festival in Brittany, because obviously we all went out there saying, well, we're Cornish. The fact that we live in Cornwall doesn't really make us Cornish, but you know, the Bretons, they didn't know that, and they went, you're our Celtic brothers. So they just gave us loads of booze and gave us a party, and so we had a great time, a lot of good times. But yeah, so we did these big posh gigs, and so I've got a recording here of Lordric playing a song called The Jig from 1995. Timmy again on the penny whistle. This is before Theny joined the band, so it was just the four of us. So Tim's brothers and me on djembe, and yeah, see what you think. Let me find it. It's here somewhere, I think. Hopefully I've dragged the right one over. We'll see. This might be the jig, or it might be something else. Who knows? Oh, this is definitely something else. I'll explain in a minute. Let's listen.
To be, but you might just feel you have control that is also real. It's meant to be, but you might just have to wait until I crawl out of my immobile state. Are you weary Are you tired on your journey? Keep it quiet. Come and join us in our garden. There's a space for you to lie on. Oh, hey, ho. Hey, hey, ho. Oh, hey, ho. It's meant to be so that we can feel here. We have control that is also real here. It's meant to be, but you might just have to wait till I broke out of my immobile state. Flying high through our dreamlit sky, laughing out without a sound. The faces see how that's recognizable. Through fast through the times of bound. Touch me, please, where you touch me best. Let me feel you more than less. Let me come into your dreams. Are you tired on your journey? Keep it quiet. Come and join us in our garden. There's a space for you to know. Oh, hey, ho. Hey, ho. Oh, hey, ho. Oh, hey, ho.
Yeah. As some of you have rightly guessed, yeah, I totally got that wrong. So yeah, that was Sweet Daft Monkeys from 1999, right? That's me, Tim and Athene, in Spain. And well, what happened was we'd gone down to Spain to do some gigs, and we were supposed to be doing it as the full band of Moondragon, Lordric, and it all went a bit tits up, and there was a bit of a fallout. And two of the guys went home, and we carried on. So the three of us, we carried on, and it was kind of the incarnation of Three Daft Monkeys. Really, we had a kind of an option really to continue using Lordric or Moondragon, but it wasn't really viable, and I think we all needed to break away and be a fresh thing. So we carried on. We did these gigs. We did a couple down in Galicia and around a few places, different places, and I think we also played in Segovia, right down the middle of Spain. And we had quite an adventure. It was a really lovely time. But yeah, so I found that recording straight from the desk from that club in Galicia, and I thought, well, that'd be great for you guys to hear that. A very kind of raw, early days Daft Monkeys, and also because whenever I play any Daft Monkey stuff on my videos, I get copyrighted, and I get told off for unauthorized copyright, which is kind of strange because I'm playing on them. But hey-o. So I thought, well, let's get a track out there that the copyright monsters don't know about. So hopefully I won't get told off for this one. So yeah, obviously I've made a bit of a cock up because I had a plan there. My whole plan gone out the window. Look at that. There's a plan. There's a bit of paper with plans on it and stuff. So I started off with Moondragon in 94, and then I was supposed to play the jig from 1995 and then go on to the Come from 1999. What's the point of having a plan? So let's go back. Let's find the jig, right? Skip right back. Let's just go back on the journey to 1995, back to Brittany and that whole story that I told ages ago. All right, you remember that? Let's go. Jig.
Early one morning, as I was going to bed, I heard a little dicky bird, and this is what she said. She said, "Hey, up 2, 3, 4." She said something a little bit like this. as I was gonna burn, I heard a little dick bird, and this is what it says. I'm back in my trouble, I'll just time you many times. I drove the promised land. Thank you, little dick bird, thank you for my soul. Traveling life with me in French, no one can control. Yes, thank you, little dick bird, thank you for my soul. Traveling life with me in French, no one can control. Have a jig, 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 have a jig on me. Have a jig, 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 have a jig on me.
Yeah, there you go. That was Lordric in Lorient Interceltic Festival, 1995. Like I said earlier about the songs just jamming on and going on and on and on. yeah, like that, just like that. That's what used to happen. So there you go. So you've had like a little introduction and view into the world of Moondragon and Lordric, and then obviously the Daft Monkeys. And so yeah, before that, I got it wrong, but yeah, was the Come, which was a Lordric song written by Timmy that we started playing as Three Daft Monkeys. So when we started doing Three Daft Monkeys, we had 5 or 6 songs that we'd written together, and then we played like a handful of the old Lordric songs as well to kind of bolster up the set. And yeah, it's quite a nice little recording that. So there you go. So I'm going to do change tack a little bit. I'd like to try to play some other music that I'm not involved in any way, and I'll kind of highlight other musicians from Cornwall. And there's a dude called Helm from Falmouth, and this guy, he's a legend in all over the UK, especially around Cornwall and Falmouth, and he's been in numerous bands and played all over the world. And he's done over 200 shows, online shows on his own, him and his piano, since the pandemic started. So he does like 2 or 3 shows a week, and he does all different styles. And he's fantastic at cover versions and making them his own. He's a real legend. But he's also got his own band, Helm and the All-Star Band. And we saw them a little while ago, just before the pandemic, and they're just awesome. Had old friend of mine from school on drums called Pip Harbin, who is a legend, and I love very much. And so I wanted to play you one of his tracks, something different. Okay, so this is Helm and the All-Star Band. It's called Coming Down, and I'm going to press the right button. Yes, I am.
So there's a big old moon hanging from the sky, sings the tune of a lullaby. It can make you laugh or it can make you cry. Are you coming around tonight? So if I talk to you, would you listen to me? Or is your head much stronger than a cherry tree? Maybe chop it down so we both can see. Are you coming around tonight? Yeah, are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? Well, are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? Are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? Your talk is cheap, you won't follow through, and I may bring it on home to you. Just think of the things that we can do. Are you coming around tonight? So those are not my thoughts, just the way I felt. It's not the game, it's just the way it's dealt. If I can't find home, I'll just follow the bell. Are you coming around tonight? Are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? Yeah, are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? Are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? There's a big old moon hanging from the sky. It sings the tune of a lullaby. It can make you laugh or it can make you cry. Are you coming around tonight? So if I talk to you, would you listen to me? Is your head much stronger than a cherry tree? Maybe chop it down so we both can see. Are you coming around tonight? Yeah, are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? Well, are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? Well, are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight? I said, are you coming around? Are you coming around tonight?
What do you think of that? Do you like that? You like that? It's pretty wicked, isn't it? Helm and the All-Star Band from here, from Kerno. That's Cornwall to you folk that don't live here. All right. So there you go. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? He's done loads of stuff, that dude. And yeah, you should, if you get a chance, you should try and find him on Facebook and check into his online shows. They're really great. He's a proper legend. Really cool. Okay, so that's almost it. I've got time for one more song before I go and eat babies at a barbecue, and because that's what we do. And just want to say thanks very much for tuning in, and for anybody who might tune in later on. Weirdly, like I said earlier, I had more people watching the sound check that I did than I did today for the actual show. How crazy is that? Probably because I wasn't wearing any pants, and that'll be why people were tuned in. So I'll make a note of that, and next week I won't wear any pants. Okay. All right. Sweet. So last week I was going to do I bottled it, but I wanted to play a cover that I'd been kind of learning. Shut up, dog. That's my dog from Romania. She's not in Romania now, obviously, because you wouldn't be able to hear her barking, but she's barking. And yeah, so I've kind of learning this song by Anne-Marie, and it's a song called Her. And I've never even heard of Anne-Marie, to be fair, but last year when we were in lockdown, we did a little gig, the residents of the street here, and there's a lady up the road called Jane, and she's a lovely singer, got a great voice. And just across the road, a guy called Rich, who plays bass. So the three of us got together, and we were called Jiggly and the Two Dicks, and we learned a load of covers, and this was one of them. And so I've been trying to learn, to try and practice singing and stuff like that. So I was going to play it last week on the guitar for you all, but I totally bottled it because it was all a bit that's all a bit too nice. So so this week I've just recorded a version which kind of really suits my state of mind during isolation. So this is a cover version of Anne-Marie's song called Her by me, 90% Werewolf. And I hope you like it.
When I think of my mother, no one compares to her. A love like no other, she puts everyone else first. And when I was younger, I treated her the worst. Never known someone stronger, 'cause damn, it must have hurt. I don't see you as much as I used to, but if I did, I know what I would do. I tell you I love you every time. Say that I'm sorry if I made you cry. Could never be half the woman. Try I swear I'll try. If someone puts me down, yeah, I know my worth. All thanks to you, the lessons I don't learn. If I had to put it into words, I think of an angel and all I'd see is her. Oh, all I see is her. Oh, the voice in my head tells me I'm beautiful. And when I have children, I'll pass on the things I was told. I don't see you as much as I used to, but if I did, I know what I would do. I tell you I love you many times. Say that I'm sorry if I made you cry. Could never be half a woman if I try. I'll try. I swear I'll try. If someone puts me down, yeah, I know my worth. All thanks to you, the lessons I don't learn. If I had to put it into words, I think you're an angel and all I see is all I see is all I see is
Nah, that's fun. I like that. That's something to do during the isolation boredom. Yeah, cool. So there you go. Dean, how come I'm not out with the other monkeys? Yeah, isolation. That's why. We were in contact with some dudes who had COVID, so we had to isolate for 10 days. I'm glad we did, because there's something like, what did we see? 64 cases in our village. Well, we've got quite a big village, to be fair, but yeah, there's quite a lot of people with the old COVID. So we're going to go off and eat them now. I think that's the best way to deal with them. So we're going to have a big, like a Wicker Man. Well, we're going to make it a bit bigger so we can fit them all in and toast them up, eat them. It's kind of like lizard justice. It's the way we deal with it down here. All right. So hello, Rachel. I'm sorry. Alas, we're off. Yes, we're off. We've done an hour. It was an earlier start today. I'm sorry. I'm messing with everyone's time in. But like I said, I've got to go and eat people, as a werewolf should. So thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I don't know if I'll see you next week because I have no idea what's happening. And I don't know if I've got any gigs next week. I have no idea what's going on. Someone will tell me. But you guys take care. And Lizard Justice. Yeah, it's a good name for a band, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So I'm out of here. You take care of yourself. Be excellent to each other. And, see you all in the field sometime, somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Love and peace. See you later. Cheer. Bye-bye.